Hi, on behalf of the George Mason High School Music Program, we are thrilled to have you here tonight for a celebration of music. I'll be your MC for this portion of tonight's concert. Our concert begins with a percussion ensemble. Their first piece is called Caravan, made famous by Duke Ellington. Solos performed by Harry Leopold on drum set, Jimmy Ferguson on timbales, and Patrick Field on marimba. And before we begin, there's one program correction I'd like to make. Harry Leopold, who's featured in the percussion ensemble, is also a senior. And so on the third page is a list of seniors. All of the percussionists on stage tonight are soloists. You'll notice that part of the percussion class is performing on numerous instruments, which include not only all the drums and auxiliary percussion, but also mallets. This type of chamber ensemble playing involves a high degree of accuracy and individual ownership of parts. In the next piece, called March, each individual part requires a great deal of versatility on a number of instruments. The percussion ensemble has made huge strides. The last piece will be an interesting arrangement of Frosty the Snowman and will feature Jimmy and Riley on mallets, Brandon on timpani, Patrick on snare, Christian on woodblocks, and the rest of the percussionists on a variety of instruments. One more big round of applause for the very talented percussion ensemble. We need a moment to change the stage for the jazz ensemble. Jazz ensemble members, please come to the stage, and we welcome our next narrator, Brendy Orsino.
The GMHS Jazz Ensemble has already had an active year performing throughout the community for the National Honor Society and Poetry Out Loud, the Toys for Tots ceremony at Fort Belvoir, and the upcoming Foster Senior Center at Waterloo Club Gala. We had a terrific clinic this year with the Army Blues. They performed at Clinic the Group and also played side-by-side selection with us. Our first piece will be the Herbie Hancock standard funk tune called Chameleon. It will feature Guthrie Edson, Hannah Hiscock, Christian Otter, Alicia Devereaux, Archie Sharma as soloists. Santa Baby is a 1953 Christmas song written by Joanne Javits, the niece of Senator Jacob K. Javits and Philip Springer. The song is a tongue-in-cheek look at a Christmas list addressed to Santa Claus by a woman who wants extravagant gifts such as stables, yachts, and decorations from Tiffany's. The song is heard in the films Driving Miss Daisy and Elf. It will feature our own Beth Cashman on vocals and Justin Traynor on trumpet. Berlin is a jazz fusion instrumental composition written by keyboardist Joe Sabinal of Weather Report. The piece made its debut on Weather Report's 1977 studio album, Heavy Weather. It will feature the sax section, the rhythm section of Sam Stern on drum set, Tim Winters on bass, Griffin Warner on piano, and Keith Richards on tenor saxophone. A holiday favorite, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, affectionately known as the Christmas song, was written in 1944 by Mel Torme. According to Torme, the song was written during a blistering hot summer, in an effort to stay cool by thinking cool. Torme thought if he could immerse himself in winter, he could cool off. 40 minutes later, the most performed Christmas song was born. This will feature Archie Sharma on vocals and Guthrie Edson on saxophone.
day, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering my simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
This screaming arrangement of Jingle Bells features a blending of an Ode to the Bard, Boogie Woogie, and Rumba in a classic big band setting. This will feature Neil Marshall and tenor sax, and a swinging shout chorus with the entire band. The GMHS Jazz Band sends you wishes for a terrific holiday season. At this point, we need to make a set change. While we do that, Max Hendricks will be narrating the IB Music Composition segment.
While we set up the stage, we'd like to feature some of the amazing music written by the IBHL music class. They are in the early stages of this course as they write original music composition in a variety of musical styles. Due to the complexity of performing these compositions, they will be played back on Sibelius. Sibelius is the professional notation software that we use for IB music students to compose their music. While Sibelius plays back the input of music, it will also display the scores of our young composers. Our first student composer is Justin DeVecchia. Justin is a senior oboist as well as a saxophonist in the jazz ensemble. Justin began his composition as an oboe duet, but it transformed into an oboe solo with a piano. Now, for Justin DeVecchia's music for oboe and piano. Wasn't that wonderful? IB Music Composers work with MusicComp Project, which is a private nonprofit organization whose mission is to expand music composition experiences for students, provide online mentoring for professional composers, support live performance opportunities of student compositions, and enhance professional development for educators. Our second featured composer is Arjit Sen Sharma. His piece entitled Aria and Fanfare is for a brass quintet which utilizes characteristic playing techniques such as fanfares and lip slurs inherent to the brass family. We are happy to announce that Arjit's composition was selected from over 60 other compositions to be performed for Opus 29. Opus 29 will premiere selected compositions with the professional musicians from the Vermont Symphony Orchestra on Monday, January 12th. And now let's take a listen to Arjit's piece. like to introduce to you our next narrator, Maddie.
You may notice a theme tonight, and that is certainly about our friend Frosty. Where did Frosty begin? Frosty the Snowman is a popular song first recorded by Gene Autry. It was written after the success of Autry's recording of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer the previous year. Rollins and Nelson shipped the new song to Autry, who recorded Frosty in search of another seasonal hit. Like Rudolph, Frosty was subsequently adapted into other media, including a popular television special. Frosty appears to have finished the race of Rudolph, as he too has gone down in history. The stately fanfare of Kronos immediately commands attention. This refreshing original work has moments of grandeur balanced with carefree and subtler moments. Inspired by the mythological keeper of time, you will hear clock effects carried out in the percussion as well as interesting rhythmic motifs, textures, and tone colors. Kronos will feature Carrie McFall on flute and Emma Smith on alto saxophone, Kelly Zerickson on piccolo, and Bhaskar Singhvi and Izzy on bass clarinet. total of 2 times this group. The symphonic band includes 3 different groups which rehearse at 3 different times: percussion ensemble, symphonic band, and contract band. The symphonic band would like to end their portion of the concert with a Canadian Brass Christmas Suite. Here, in this outstanding medley by Calvin Custer, are 6 of the Canadian Brass favorites, woven into a unique holiday tapestry. Included in the medley are Jingle Bells, Good King Wenceslas, Lo, How a Rose Are Blooming, Carol of the Bells, Silent Night, and O Come All Ye Faithful. This will feature brass quintet with Jonathan Gilmore, Ada Hansel, Matt D'Agostino, Sarah Miller, Claire Schmidt, and AJ Roms. And Diana Kim. band exit to the audience and the wind ensemble enter the stage. While this change is going on, I'd like to take a moment to recognize students who have done an outstanding job this year. First, we'd like to recognize the amazing Phantom of the Opera Orchestra. If you are in the Phantom of the Opera Orchestra, would you please stand up? Please note the names are in the program to save time. Congratulations to the Phantom of the Opera Orchestra for a terrific performance. We'd like to congratulate the students who will be auditioning for District Band on Saturday, December 14th at West Potomac High School. District Band is comprised of the top auditioned musicians from the District 10 schools, which include Fairfax and Alexandria schools. The audition consists of a full range chromatic scale, 12 major scales, an audition piece, as well as sight reading. Not an easy endeavor. Can I have the following people stand up? And please hold your applause till the end. Christian Ovor, Dominique Barna, Lena Burleson, Justin DeBetcha, Guthrie Edson, Lindsay Fetter, Timothy Gilmore, Peter Hansel, Max Hendricks, Lucy Hope, Michelle Kim, Neil Marshall, Kit Richards, Madeline Richter-Atkinson, AJ Roms, Arjit Singh Sharma, Abigail Smith, Talia Erickson. Let's applaud these students for challenging themselves to the next highest performance level. We wish you the best of luck on Saturday.
The second suite in F for Military Band by the British composer Gustav Holst is considered one of the cornerstone masterworks in the concert band repertoire. Officially premiered in 1922 at the Royal Military School of Music, the manuscript was originally completed in 1911. The second suite for band was the catalyzing force that convinced many other prominent composers that serious music could be written specifically for the combination of woodwinds, percussion, and brass. Now, the first movement, March. born in 1973 and is one of many young composers who are writing innovative works for band. Tonight we'd like to play one of his most recent compositions. In physics, emotion is a change. In geometry, emotion is a transformation. This is one piece from The Soul Has Many Motions, which celebrates the memento of change and transformation by evoking many kinds of motion of bodies and of the soul. We will play the third piece called Night on Fire, which suggests the wild dancing of a nomadic camp. And like all John Mackey pieces, this will feature a percussion section. Ghost Dances was inspired by the tragic story of the massacre of some 300 members of the Lakota Sioux tribe at Wounded Knee, South Dakota in 1890. A group of 350 Lakota Sioux were camping while the U.S. soldiers charged with the responsibility of arresting the chief and disarming his warriors who were surrounding the camp. With their buffalo herds rapidly disappearing and with encroachment on all sides, the people knew that the way of life they had known forever was rapidly nearing its end. Many Sioux believed if they danced in white shirts emblazoned with images of eagles and buffalo, called ghost shirts, that this would protect them from the U.S. soldiers' bullets. everybody around here. The immortal song Danny Boy reminds us that the gift of music is one of Ireland's most important contributions. There are various theories as to the true meaning, but most listeners interpret the song to be a message from a parent to a son going off to war. Tonight, Airgid will sing this beautiful traditional Irish melody, Danny Boy.
The pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the flowers are falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, and when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be there in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when you come, and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say, a love lay there for me. And I shall hear soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. If you're not there to tell me that you love me, I shall sleep in peace until come to me.
Cécile Chaminade has the distinction of being the first French female professional composer and might quite possibly be the first female professional composer as opposed to composing pianists like Clara Schumann. She was first discovered at the age of 8 when she played some of her music to a very startled Georges Bizet, who took her on as a student, by far his youngest, and did much to promote her work. She gave her first Paris concert at the age of 18. By then, she was already one of the most popular salon composers in France. This standard solo work, written for the Paris Conservatory, will feature Michelle Kim on flute with select musicians from the Wind Ensemble. we ask that Ms. Cashin come up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jane Cashin. I'm the president of Band Boosters, and I'm here to talk because we have a special surprise because we wanted to acknowledge one of our extraordinary volunteers here for the George Mason Band, and that's Steve Schmidt, who's our treasurer of Band Boosters. And why we decided to do it now is because we wanted it to be a surprise, because you'd be more expecting it in the spring concert, because Claire is a senior, so this is Steve's last winter concert as a treasurer. So Steve Schmidt's been treasurer for 4 years for Band Boosters, and he's always up here, always doing lots of work. He's been a substitute teacher when Larry Allen, the band professional, who was a band professional several years ago, he was there to help. Steve's always here. He helps with our lessons plans. He's really got our the Band Boosters books under. They're very tightly controlled and very, very efficiently run. He's helped with the band trip, and this is a lot of work, given when the 8th graders were here there was 180 students in band, now there's only 120 going on the band trip. But anyway, so we'd just like to really recognise him for all his work.
Okay, so I would like to toast Mr. Schmidt as well. First of all, we are so blessed to have so many supportive parents, and Mrs. Cashin will talk a little bit about that in a minute. It actually takes a village to get all of the nuts and bolts and pieces ready for things like the band trips, managing 120, this year 120 different student accounts. When the 8th graders were here, like Jane said, it was 180 different students' accounts. Mr. Schmidt has been here. He visits me often. I sometimes think that he's actually employed because I get to see him often, but he's actually a volunteer, and he has gone way and above the call of duty. We greatly appreciate his energy and his time. We're all here to support the musicians on stage, the musicians over in the audience. We're trying to give them musical experiences that words cannot describe, develop them into leaders, heighten their awareness, sharpen their critical thinking, and of course model for them what great models we have, like Mr. Schmidt, like the other band parents who are so helpful to us. So we thank Mr. Schmidt. He has been a surging power. He supported us, whether it was the Band Booster Lesson Program, which is a nonprofit program. Students get to take lessons here with military musicians, highly accomplished musicians. We live in such an extraordinary place, and this is really all made possible by Mr. Schmidt's ability to organize this program. I want to thank Mr. Schmidt. I'm going to ask him to come up here in a minute for his selfless volunteering as our treasurer. He has strengthened our band program. We owe him a world of gratitude. Mr. Schmidt, would you come up? Thank you cards for all the reasons we think you're the best ever, and we bought you a small present. It, of course, is a money clip. Let's give Mr. Schmidt a round of applause.
Our last piece, second to last piece, was written by Henry Fillmore to be tied into a company's advertising slogan. When heard by the president of the agency, he told Fillmore that it was certainly a footlifter, and it became a very appropriate name for his classic Fillmore March. On behalf of the GMHS music community, we'd like to dedicate this march to you, Mr. Schmidt, because you have because you certainly are the foot lifter for the entire GMHS music department. Thank you for all that you have done. Now the foot lifter.
It's me again, sorry. So now I'd just like to acknowledge some other volunteers for Band Boosters. As Mary Jo says, it takes a village. And when I was writing this all down today, I realised how many people are actually involved in Band Boosters. So of course you see that all the students are decked out in their tuxes and their dresses. And this is thanks to the work of Sheila Frost and Chris Cozard, who helped organise the dresses and tuxes. And there was many people that helped measure and pin to make sure girls weren't tripping over the dresses and the boys had pants the right length. So they included obviously Sheila Frost, Chris Cozard, Anne Miller, Michelle Morris, Maureen Carr, Amy Carr, who's actually an MEH parent and doesn't even have a student at George Mason, so she's a fantastic volunteer, and Michelle Kopic and Phyllis Eyre. And I'm sure I've forgotten someone else, so if I have, I apologise, but we really truly value your help. The other thing is, as you know, there's many fundraisers that the kids need so they can finance their trip to Orlando and Universal Studios this year, and that includes Yankee Candles, which Michelle Kopic has organised, Music Days, which again we have another extraordinary volunteer, Sheila Frost, who helps with Music Days, and well, I'd also like to thank the parents here who have sponsored the Music Days and had jobs for the students to earn money towards their Orlando trip. And then there's the Flower Power, the bulb sale, which I'd like to thank you for supporting as well. So now, this is I've just figured it out in the audience, this is my 10th winter concert that I've been involved in, I've watched at George Mason High School. This will be my last. And every year, Mary Jo just surprises us with the fantastic music that the students produce. Every year you just astound and think, I can't believe it's getting better, and it always gets better. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mary Jo for all her hard work. I'd like to acknowledge Claire Smith, the band paraprofessional, who's unfortunately unable to be with us tonight. So I hope you all enjoyed the concert, and please support Band Boosters. As you can see, there's plenty of volunteer opportunities, and as you can see, it's a very worthwhile endeavour, and please support the music in George Mason High School. Thank you.
And now for our last song, everyone please join us in a sing-along of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.